Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this. This is the third stakeholder forum from data to business value. And today we will discover the full data value cycle. Just a couple of reminders. Please mute your microphones. At the end of the presentations, you will be able to make comments and ask questions. And this session will be recorded and uploaded on the DEPLOYTOUR website and also on our YouTube channel. When it's available, we will share the link on our social media channels, mainly on LinkedIn. So please follow us to receive updates and notifications. That's all. So now I'm going to give the floor to Dolores Ordóñez, the Director of Anysolution and Coordinator of DEPLOYTOUR. So please, Dolores.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Olga. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. So as usual, I'm going to make a very short presentation because, as you know, in the stakeholder forum, what we really want is to update you about the project. And we know that some people new join, so we take advantage of this 5 minutes of introduction just to remind you a little bit about the project. And then we will be updating you about the following implementations. But what is important also is to listen from you. So please use the chat. If you have any doubt, if you have any question, just let us know, because at the end in the stakeholder forum, what we really want is to get engaged with you. And if you have any question or doubt, just let us know. So just to speak a little bit about the project. So DEPLOYTOUR, it's a project that is funded under the Digital Europe program with 43 partners from 13 member states, in which we have the different actors in the tourism value chain, from the SMEs to big companies to networks to public administration. So at the end, academia, research entities, ministries. So the different entities in the tourism value chain are here represented, and what we are aiming is the implementation of the Common European Tourism Data Space. And why? Because at the end of the day, we are speaking all day about data. We are mentioning that data is all over, and there is thousands of terabytes of data all over. But this data continues being fragmented and is kept still in silos. And what we really want is that if we really want to implement this tourism of the future that will be more sustainable, resilient, competitive, we really need to have more data to take better decisions based on verification, based on real data, and also to establish new mechanisms to understand all this data, to transform data into valuable information to take decisions. The project milestones are the deployment of this technical infrastructure. Just as a reminder, in deploytour.eu, you will find all the public deliverables in which all these deliverables related to the architecture are also published. We are implementing 5 pilots. We are defining the governance, and the rule book is also one of our deliverables, is already publicly available in our website. Now we are working in the rule book. And what is very important is that tourism is one of the most transversal industries, so we really need to generate this interoperability, synergies, and to ensure that this transversality of tourism with other sectors is ensured also through the project. And of course, being an European project, we really need to disseminate and inform, communicate what we are doing in the project. So if you see a little bit the calendar, we have already been quite successful in the midterm review with the European Commission. And we have implemented this minimum viable data space that we want to also, it will be one of the topics that we will explain you in the next stakeholder forum. But what we have identified from the beginning of the project is that we are in tourism, but we are not all of us speaking the same language. And if we really want to share data and to transform this data into information, we really need to generate this kind of standardization in order to ensure that all the actors, when they are sharing data, are speaking the same language. So we have put in place a task force on semantic interoperability, and this is something in which we are going to dedicate a lot of effort to ensure that this common language is already established through the data space. As mentioned, the rule book, the governance is very important. We really want that all the actors in tourism, but also with other data spaces, understands really which are the rules of the game. So if you are going to participate in a data space, you really need to know which are the rules you have to follow. So we are now working to define in a very clearly way which are all these rules. And of course, we know that at the level of the European Union, there are a lot of different initiatives that are related to data and tourism, also other data spaces. So indeed, there are 14 common European data spaces. But there are a lot of European projects that are dealing with data spaces, data sharing, and so on. So if you are one of these initiatives, let us know, because we have a kind of mapping of different initiatives, and it would be great to generate synergies with you. The pilots are continuous being implemented, so we have already achieved a very mature level of definition of all the pilots. The pilots represent different geographical areas, but also represent different typologies of tourism activities. And we have already identified which are possible use cases that are going to be implemented in each of these pilots, tackling aspects as mature destination, MICE, sustainability, competitiveness, and we really cultural heritage, MICE tourism. So trying to be as broad as possible, taking into account that this is an European project and we have this limitation as a project. But we are very active organizing events, newsletters. We are in the social networks, training activities that are going to be presented later on. So please follow us, be updated about all the activities of the project. And this is a project that will succeed if all the actors of the the tourism value chain are involved and know how the project is being implemented and can participate with us. So please contact us and follow us and interact with us. So thank you so much, and that's all from my side.
Okay, thank you, Dolores. Probably you have seen the message on the chat, but we have prepared some questions to get you know better through the Mentimeter. So please, now is the moment to use your phones and scan the QR code.
Yes, thank you. So I will start. Actually, we have prepared some questions that we will give you on the screen between each of the speeches. So be prepared. You will have the time to answer during the speeches, and then a new question will come. So the first question is very easy, and it's about you. Who are you? In which category do you fit better? If you're DMO or a destination management organization or an academia, or if you're a small company or a startup or part of a large organization or any other like public administration or NGO. So you will have the time now to answer while I will proceed with my presentation on a practical use of the data space. So wouldn't you love to be able to discover, select, and almost instantly use the rich data set that exists in Europe that can inform decisions in the tourism sector? I'm sharing with you this technical overview, and don't worry because I won't go into the detail, but it's to show that the European tourism data space is a digital environment designed to allow you to share, discover, and ultimately to access a large variety of data, and all in one place. Participants in the data space can have different roles. You may identify with one or more of them. So to keep it simple, you can be either a data provider or data service provider, we'll come back to this, and willing to share information about your data, or you can be a data consumer willing to discover available data and understand how you can use it. This overview of the technical architecture translates into a process that allows data providers to share data with data consumers in a trusted way. And why trusted? It's because, as you can see in the diagram, there are common facilities to ensure that participants are real persons and from registered organizations, and all transactions are tracked and monitored. So no cheating, no stealing, only respect of the trade conditions that are established in a way that is easily understandable by all parties and favoring these trusted transactions. I will navigate now with you through the different functionalities so that you can get an idea of how it works and how you can benefit from data sharing. So as we may know, and you will also see later in the further presentations, the real potential of data emerges when you go beyond your own data silos and you try to combine data from multiple sources. So consider, for example, destination management organizations that can bring together hotel occupancy data from accommodation providers, public transport usage pattern from the municipal transport authority, visitor counts and attractions from like museums and monuments, weather data from the meteorological services, event calendar from local organizers, and so on. So none of those stakeholders, the hotels, the transportation, they can solve destination level challenges alone. So when their data is combined, within a secure, a governed data space where each retains control of what they share, then the whole becomes greater than the sum of the parts. And this we will also see later. So as we mentioned, the first step is to join, to onboard the European Tourism Data Space, a portal where you can find any kind of data related to tourism. For trust reason, as I explained before, you accept the rules and you prove that you're a real person by authenticating yourself. As also to mention, you need to accept the rule book of the European Tourism Data Space, and you will have to apply to be admitted. So it's not completely immediate, but there is a board and to be verifying that each actor is who they are. Now, if you wish to share data, any kind of data, data sets, data services, raw data, you have to choose your connector. And because our intention is to be as open as possible, we leave the choice of the connector, and our intention is also to provide it as a service. And then in this case, you will see I will put some screenshots of the current Eclipse connector components that we are using for this example. So you have this connector, and also as we are using standard, you may be able to use your own connector. Then you will be able to publish through the connector information about your data. You will be able to describe it and describe also the policies of use, make it discoverable with metadata and descriptions. And remember, the data stays where it is. So it's not an uploading of your data set or anything, it's just descriptions. And then if you want to consume data as a participant, meaning you want to access the data source in the end, so you navigate through the catalog. All these first steps of data providers end up in a catalog in which you can see all the information, choose it, check the use condition, and enter an agreement with the data provider. And this is when you can start consuming, combining, aggregate, make them useful to you, and create valuable services such as, for example, predict visitor flows, or recommend alternative attractions during peak periods, optimize transport schedules, manage tourism more sustainably, and maybe share it back to the data space so that others can discover, and you may transform it into a business opportunity. So that's all from my side. Again, you can scan the code for accessing our website where we describe the project. And now I will go So we will go through the answers at the end of the session. And I will propose now another question. What is your relation to data? Are you a data provider or data service provider, or more a kind of data consumer? Or maybe you have both roles, or maybe you don't know. So you have the time now, and I will give back the floor to Olga for the next presentation. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Lydia, for your presentation. Please answer the questions and we will see the results at the end of the session. Now we will see how to use data to solve tourist challenges. Help of Urska Starc from Arctur. Urska, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you, Olga. Hello to everyone. It's a pleasure to be together with you today. Just 1 second. Let me share the screen. So, no. So, can you see it?
Yes.
Good. Perfect.
Perfect.
So I will try. Now you have seen with Lydia from technical point of view how to what is data space about. I will now try to go really on basics, just an example. What is really the added value to use it? Because we want really to help you visualize that the data space is helping us solve problems. And we take the example of Planica. Planica is the major final event in ski jumping in Slovenia on the border with Italy and Austria. And this is also part of the first pilot in DEPLOYTOUR, where we are trying to manage the sharing of data over border. We have a lot of challenges. We are struggling to, with legal issues and to get this done, but we are on the good path. Today, I will just give you an example what kind of challenges we want to solve there to understand why why data space is a really perfect place for us to share the data and to make this challenging just a challenge, not an issue, transforming to the challenges which are solvable. Events such as Planica attract thousands of visitors. You can see this is really like a holiday. It's a weekend where people from all the countries around come and join, and it's like a party, and they create temporary peaks in demand. So municipalities need to really understand the impact this on local services, destination capacity, because this is a small valley, the Alpine Valley. Accommodation providers need to better understand what are the forecasts, to offer, to see the prices and everything, to manage everything. DMOs need evidence then also after the events. What is the economic and tourism impact on this area? The event organizers we have the visitor insight to see where they come from, how to improve the planning, and to make this like a very, very nice experience. But today the data we know are fragmented, are somewhere, are spread, are lost in somewhere. And what we are trying to do is to find them and to order them. We have seen how the data space help us do that. But the challenge is not only in collecting data, it is really connecting them and then sharing them and solve these problems. And I will try to really simply, go through this example and see that, for example, we have different kinds of data. For example, event data, like event calendar, ticket sale, visitor attendance. Then we have accommodation data, occupancy rates, available capacity, then the average length of the stay. And then we have the tourism statistics. I'm just giving you an example, different data sources that we are using in our case. So arrivals, overnight stays, where the visitors are coming from, seasonal trends, and all this can be then gathered in tourism data space with the technical background that we have heard earlier to create, a way how to, then really use the data. So structured data sharing creates this common view for the tourism activity. And another aspect is we have before the event and during the event, what we can do with data. So we can use historical data, like previous visitor numbers, accommodations, patterns, where the visitors were coming in from in the past, the average length again. So the stakeholders can estimate the demand, can predict accommodation needs, can plan the marketing and visitor services. During the event, what we are really trying now, so what data spaces enable us is that we are trying to come in like real time happening. What is happening at this moment? So current tendencies, so how many accommodation occupancies right now? How is the visitor distribution across the destination? So we can really monitor and really identify where are the needs. And with all this, like infrastructure and data, like also in real time, is the opportunity. Then we can really turn this data into action. And I give you an example. Is with Ljubljana, Dolores was mentioning that many projects are dealing with this. So this is from D3 Hub, but again, Slovenia is a small country, and Planica is affecting also Ljubljana. Just to show you that once you gather the data, share it through the data space, then you can use different kind of dashboards to then use this, as a tool for you to react, to plan, and react also in real time. Why also with foresight? Just to show you that with structured data, then you can make also predictions. And this is the only way to smartly and efficiently use AI, is really to go through the whole system, all these steps, to gather, to put in one place, to share in the reliable way, and then use this data smartly. What are the benefits for stakeholders? Of course, municipalities can understand really the impact that I was mentioning earlier. DMOs can measure the destination performance, can improve the marketing strategies. Event organizer can then really evaluate the success and improve the future planning. And again, accommodation providers can better forecast the demand. So the whole ecosystem is gaining from using this. So if we are turning data into action, we can see that the whole everyone is benefiting it. As I was mentioning, it's not a fairy tale. We are all trying to put this, into life. We are making errors. We are discussing how to best use and also go overboard. But I think that it's important is to understand that we are at the beginning. We are building this community. We have this vision that this is, something which will improve tourism planning and the impact. So with these small examples, I think we are small steps, but toward the future where we can use data space in an efficient way. So for different use cases. And I would just say, please, if you have any issues or anything there, we can also use your data or use cases that can be used in the future. Just reach out. We are here and happy to support in any way. So this would be from my side for today, Olga. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for this real example. Very clarifying, very interesting. Now we have a new question. Lydia, you can. Oh, okay.
Yes.
What is your relation to data?
Yes. No, first, that was the previous question, but just to make sure that you have all answered, because I see that only a percentage of you have answered, so I can give you 30 seconds to answer again this question. And I will go to the next one, which is about if you would consider now onboarding the European tourism data space. So as you know, this survey is completely anonymous, and what we would like is not you to be sincere and to, of course, it's easy to say yes, free of charge, but it would be also good to see if there are some value for you in, and this would test a little bit your interest in joining, onboarding an initiative such as the tourism data space, where you could be able to give visibility to your data, but on the same time, use it and merge with, aggregate some different data and provide new services. So I will leave you with this question and back to Olga.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, maybe at this point you find the data space a bit tricky or a bit complicated, but you must know that we have training modules in DEPLOYTOUR. And for that reason, Zoe Paillou from EONA-X is in charge of explaining us these modules. Zoe, the floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm very happy to speak today to present you the new training program we created within the DEPLOYTOUR project. So this is a training program designed for all the tourism stakeholders, so especially the tourism SMEs and the DMOs. It's a 100% free training program, fully online and open to everyone. Even if you have no prior knowledge, you are more than welcome because it has been developed with our partner universities to provide you the essential fundamentals of data in tourism. So regarding the content, we actually have one module available. It's about what is data in tourism. And there are 3 more coming. One about the EDTS, how is it working, and so on. One more focused on the rulebook, and another one that established the link between AI and data, always in the tourism sector. And at the end of each module, you have like a course forum if you want to have questions, if you have some. And there is also a feedback section so that we can improve the next module based on your feedback. If we deep dive quickly on the first module available, it is about what is data in tourism. So you can learn about the data fundamentals, the main categories of data in tourism, the European strategy, and so on. It's a module around 30 to 45 minutes with interactive content. You've got also real-life example and concrete application. And at the end, you can get a certificate with your name that certify that you fully succeed by completing the module. So now, if you want to access it, it's very easy. You just have to go on the DEPLOYTOUR website and you can find a section called the training program. You've got here all the details of the module and the training program. You also have the link to access it. So you can create a new account and it's done. And just to finish quickly, I would like to briefly introduce our podcast. If you are looking for another way, engaging and an easy way to keep learning about this topic, we've got a podcast. So there is one episode released per month. It's very short. It's around like 15 minutes. So we currently have these 5 episodes available. So in the first one, we focus more on the context. And in our latest episode, we have starting exploring a little bit more topics linked to real challenges faced by the tourism sector. So if you want to access it, you just have the QR code here. You can also find the podcast from our DEPLOYTOUR website, and every month we publish on LinkedIn post with the new episodes. And if you have some question and so on, we are available. And that's all for my part.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, we have prepared another question. Lydia, please.
So you can still see the last one, and let's go to the next one. So as you may know, the European Tourism Data Space, or any data space, has a governance framework and a governance, let's say, board that would be the entity or the persons that would, at a certain point, help taking decisions on behalf of the data space, for example, for admissions or for any other governance decision. And I wanted to know if you think those profiles are needed to stand on the board, or if some of them are more important than others. And so please choose and let us know your opinion. And now we can go to the next while you continue voting. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Please answer the questions. Okay, Urska mentioned previously D3 Hub. D3 Hub is a project related to tourism, but we have another project. We are coordinating another project related to tourism, which is Facilitate. And now Dolores will explain briefly what the project is about. Dolores, please, when you want.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Olga. As Olga has mentioned, this is another European project. It's not under the Digital Europe, but it's a PPP, it's a preparatory action that comes directly from a mandate from the European Parliament. And why? Because the European Commission and the European Parliament, they are working towards supporting the tourism sector in this twin transition, digital and green. But at the same time, they are seeing that there's still some difficulties to understand all the possibilities that exist in terms of the digital tools, digital solutions, European projects that exist. So the first thing I have to say, and I think it's very, very important to leave it here as a full message, is that Facilitate is not going to repeat anything that is being done in projects as DEPLOYTOUR or D3 Hub. Facilitate is conceived as a kind of umbrella that it has as a main aim to capitalize on, and this is very important, existing resources and initiatives. So Facilitate is not going to create anything from scratch. So what it's going to do is to gather all this knowledge that already exists in the community, all the tools that are being implemented and developed by DEPLOYTOUR, the ones that are being developed and implemented by D3 Hub, the ones that are being done also by future alliances, all this knowledge, all these tools, put them in a single place, but also to translate them. Because sometimes there are some concepts that are very complicated to be understood. And in Facilitate, what we are going to do is to generate skills and capacity building. And at the end of the project, we are going to generate some guidelines that are going to help any actor in the tourism value chain to identify which are the tools, the existing tools, which are the training courses that exist, which are the different methodologies that can support all these sectors. Because at the end, Facilitate is just a bridge. So we have data and tools, and we have this need to generate this more tourism that is going to be more sustainable and more competitive. And we really need to generate this bridge in which all these data and tools support the tourism actors in order to be more competitive and more sustainable. At the end, what it's important is to see Facilitate as a new element that is going to help to generate this guidance, these tools. We're going to also to have a lot of experts that are going to support the different activities. Those are the 4 pillars of Facilitate, the collaborative framework. We are generating also a community of all the actors in the tourism value chain, summing up the ones that are generated in projects like D3 Hub, Pantour, Future Alliances, and of course DEPLOYTOUR. We're going to make also tailor-made training and capacity building. And so I just explained some training models. Of course, the training activities that are going to be implemented through Facilitate are not going to duplicate the ones that are being implemented in DEPLOYTOUR, but they are complementary, and we have generate synergies. We are going to generate this guidance, the practical guides, and then the access to digital tools and resources as the dashboards that have been elaborated by D3 Hub and now are going to be available to all the destinations in Europe. We have already developed some MOOC courses that are going to be online. So we are going to make these 4 modules on the tourism data foundation and data management, data governance, and for destination organization and SMEs, data compliance and responsible data use, and data-driven decision making and data visualization. What we have done is that this is going to have the form of micro credentials. So you are going to get a certificate once you finish all these training activities. And there is not only text, there are 20 to 25 short video clips in order that to make more easier the understanding of all these modules. At the end, we are generating this approach. We are going to have 20 in-presence training activities, so that we will have experts in at least 20 member states in which we are going to generate also these training activities. And of course, we are going to follow the developments of projects as D3 Hub and DEPLOYTOUR and others that will come, in order that you will find easily any tool that you need to be more sustainable. Here you have the QR. If you want to be connected through LinkedIn, we have generated a link tree in order not to repeat or reinvent the wheel or to generate overlappings. Facilitate has no website. So what is important is that we are going to use also the EU Tourism platform in order that all this information stays in this place. So thank you so much, and Olga, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you so much. Now it's time to answer the last but not least question we have prepared. So please, Lydia.
Just to unmute myself. Okay, so thank you for answering this question. Still, I see not everybody is answering, so please do it, because your opinion really valuable. And the last question is, what is your main challenge today, now that you have listened to the progress of DEPLOYTOUR, the European Tourism Data Space evolution? What is bothering you today? What is your barrier? Is it onboarding the data space as a participant and accept the rule book, or have all this effect of the credentials? Is it identifying your data sets and select, clean the data? Is it defining the policies? How long, for how much, who can use your data? Or is it identifying the use case and understand the real value of sharing data, of consuming data? So I leave you with this while Olga takes the floor again. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. We are always interested in growing our community of stakeholders, and with that aim of enlarging the community, we have created 3 working groups. And Martina Legal-Malakova from the Industry Innovation Cluster of Bratislava will explain them right now. So Martina, the floor is yours, please.
Thank you very much, Olga. I will share the screen. Could you see my screen, please?
Not yet, but maybe soon.
Okay. Welcome. Good.
It's
Good.
coming.
Yes. Yes, sorry. Yes, exactly. Thank you very much, Olga. I will a little bit speak about stakeholders engagement, and of course also synergies are really important, because tourism for us is really important, but we have data spaces in a lot of other areas. So, as Olga said, we created 3 working groups, but what is important that we are really thinking how to work with you, so how to be close to you, if you are the SMEs, if you are the association, if you are the public organizations. So we try to make more as a normal dissemination communication working package in European projects does. We try to really to use our collective thinking, collective brainstorming, and also to use our knowledge and experience from also another projects. So this is our way of innovative thinking. And we want to, as Olga said, we want to really to bring you what is our strengthness in Europe, what is our way of thinking, what is our way of the rules and our European rules, that we want to have the sovereignty and we want to be the chef, the manager of our data. We want to know what we'll do with our data and who play with our data, and we want that only our data will be managed by ourselves. So this is our aim, and we need this new approach, how to bring this experience and how to be faster in this area of the AI and data sharing. It is the reason why we creating this house. And we think which one it will be. And you know that our academia in Europe is great. Okay, we have a lot of startups, we have a lot of ideas, but we don't know to bring them to the business, to the companies. So this is why we created this working group one, which will be very difficult because really we push the academia to work with the companies and to create these bridges, which was already explained in other European project. But this is our working group, and this is the aim, to bring our brain to the companies and to help the companies to be competitive. After we choose tourism and public sector. Tourism, why? Because our capacities in deploy tours we are done, and we really want to use our network, our each for example, member state specialties or diversity, how we can help them to be part of deploy tour, because tourism, it's really important for Europe, because we have a lot of things what we can supply as our wealth, our riches. After the third one, it was exactly potential end users and adopters. Because as you can see, we created a lot of, and we are creating a lot of training, a lot of webinars, and all these kind of activities in our projects. And each member state, each our partners from Deploy Tour knows what is the region. For example, me, I am from the Central European region, I'm from Slovakia, and it is completely different as in, for example, in Spain or in France. So this is why we created this third working group. So it is this stakeholders profile that we want to reach. As I spoke about the private sector, about the public sector, about the association organization, also another project, of course, academia, research institution, and also our citizens. So if you could see you in this kind of brackets, please don't be shy and try to reach Deploy Tour and also all the activities from our another projects from tourism. This is interesting because tourism, it is not only our holiday, but it is a real industry, business for the Europe. Sometimes in several countries, really important. Also in our countries, quite important. And maybe you never been in Slovakia, but really, it's for Europe, it's important. And you can see how it is linked with completely another topics as green and sustainable, okay, tourism. But at the cultural heritage, agriculture, okay, because it is some advice. Some people like to go to see the agriculture tourism. After Green Deal, because it is important how to make our companies in tourism sector green. After, of course, AI. Why we will not use AI in tourism? Of course, you already use, I am sure, for example, Marco, for another services, but why not to use for another areas of our business? And a lot of another topics, as for example, mobility. So this is important why we need to create synergies, because tourism, it is not only one things in our box, but it is exactly linked, as I mentioned, in a lot of topics. And for example, it was really very interesting to see this Mentimeter that, for example, if you want to participate or you want to pay on data space tourism, and a lot of answer is also as yes per use, only per use, pay per use. But I was thinking, as I was speaking about the synergies, that, for example, of course, I think that we are happy in this way, that I think that everybody their holiday during the July and August, and it will be the nice time. But for example, I think that during this holiday, you can think why in your business or why in your member state public sector, or why the data are important. If you see, for example, in Ukraine, as we spoke about this, they use AI, of course, for the drones. And now they are successful. Why now they are successful, and they are successful against the defense of Moscow or Petrograd? Why? Because they use their real data of the Russian defense, real data. And I am sure that you have a data. And when you will use, and with your AI, you will buy or something, but your real data, you will start to be successful. And this is how we want to help you and help us, because we are all Europeans, so help us also to be much more competitive, much more green, and much more sustainable thanks to our data, and of course after the usage of AI on real data. So this is the QR code that please you can share your mail, only your mail. So and you can choose which group do you want to participate, and of course take your holiday. And if you share it, your mail, we will contact you during the September, and we will try to find what are your needs, thanks the deploy-tour, and to be really close to you and to help our tourism business to be much more better as today, thanks the and AI, and thanks the deploy-tour. So this is all from my side, and thank you.
Thank you, Martina. We don't have more questions on Mentimeter. So now we can comment the results of the surveys, but if I'm not wrong, we have a comment on the chat. It's possible to use frameworks, rulebooks, and training for destinations outside of EU member states or via for academia partnership. Is there any contact person to clarify? I don't know who wants to answer this question.
So I can take the floor if you want. So at the end, most of the frameworks that we are publishing in our website are publicly available. So there you will find the deliverables that are explaining the architecture. There are the deliverable on the rulebook. So this is completely for free. And also the same for the training. So in the training, it's publicly available. It will be this information both for the DEPLOYTOUR and also for Facilitate. So there will be modules that are there. For Facilitate, we will have to check with the micro-credentials because this is going to be delivered by the Breda University. And we will have to check with them if a certificate from an entity out of the European Union can be delivered. But of course, the training courses with the mock modules will be open there. So I hope I have answered the question.
Okay, thank you. Any other comment, question? You can raise your hand, please. Feel free to ask or write on the chat.
There is also one question in,
yes, please.
in the Mentimeter. So, but I will come back to it at the end. Just let's go with you through all the answers and with some analysis. And please open your mic or raise your hand if you want to comment on it, because I will ask you back questions. So here we have who we are with us today. And interestingly, we have no large organizations. And I think next time what we will have to do is also to break down a bit more the categories, because it would be interesting to know if it's because you are in public administration or any other kind of player, and we have not considered it sufficiently. So thank you for this feedback. And let's go to the next one. Here we have less feedback, but interestingly, most of you would like to play the role of data provider, but also the role of data consumer. So in the end, the use of the data space is to be both. There is very little want only to provide data. So it's very interesting also to have this feedback. On the considering onboarding, also here very interestingly, of course, free is free. That's always easy, but very interestingly, the pay-per-use has also quite some lot of percentage. So maybe something that we need to consider seriously, especially for the beginning. Maybe a freemium option would help then step up to different business models such as the pay-per-use. But we have people interested in paying an annual fee, so that's also very good. If we go to who should be in the board, that's also very interesting. We see that communication doesn't seem to be a skill or an expertise that is needed on the board, but or less needed at least. Technical is very relevant. This is strange to me because I don't see the data space as a mainly technical, more organizational, and legal and business has a little bit less percentage, and operation, which is also something I would have rated higher, is less selected. So, and finally, the challenge, it is quite, the onboarding is still the main barrier. And the question of having data or selecting data is much less an issue. So it's very interesting also to understand this. And we have one question here that remains, is what's in for us when joining? So if you're not convinced after all this webinar, maybe we can give more information that it's the availability of data, the visibility of data, and the possible aggregation of metadata that are currently in silos. So this is the main, let's say, unique selling proposition, but maybe, Dolores, you have something else to add. Thank you. And please comment on the results. You're free to do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Lydia. Okay, thank you so much. Dolores, I don't know if you want to say some final words to finish this stakeholder forum.
No, thank you. Thank you so much to everybody. So I think it has been a very interesting forum. I think also it would be interesting to know in which aspects are you interested. So if there is any topic in the tourism data space that you want us to focus the next stakeholder forum, just let us know, because at the end of the day, the stakeholder forum is this meeting point for all the stakeholders to be updated and also to know how to better participate in the tourism data space. So thank you so much for your participation.